Imagine this. The moment you walk away, you set off an emotional chain reaction that completely shifts her mindset. When you stop texting, stop calling, and stop chasing her, something incredible happens. Her thoughts begin to spiral, her emotions intensify, and suddenly, the entire dynamic of your relationship changes. The power you once seemed to give away is now firmly back in your hands. This isn't just some random trick or theory. It's a proven psychological strategy that taps into deep, subconscious triggers that make women come running back. Now, I know it sounds almost too simple to be true, but trust me, it's far more powerful than you can imagine. In this video, I'm going to break down why walking away works so effectively, how it shifts the balance of power, and how you can harness this strategy to transform your relationships and keep her coming back time after time. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll know exactly how to use this psychological trick to your advantage. Let's jump right into it. Section 1. The shock factor. Why your absence hits. Hard walking away isn't just a simple action, it's an emotional earthquake that completely shifts her world. In today's era of constant validation, women are bombarded with attention from all angles. From endless notifications on social media to men constantly vying for their attention, they're used to feeling like the center of the universe, where their every word and move is met with eager responses. This constant stream of admiration feeds into a false sense of power, making them believe they control the narrative in every interaction. But when you decide to walk away, you break that cycle in a way she never saw coming. At first, she might shrug it off, convincing herself, he'll be back. They always come back eventually, but as the days turn into silence, she starts to feel the shift, and that's when the emotional shock sets in. What really rattles her isn't just your absence, it's the uncertainty and emotional void that follows. Suddenly, she's in unfamiliar territory, and that's where the real disruption begins. The constant flow of attention she's accustomed to is gone, and now she's left wondering, why hasn't he reached out? What is he thinking? Why am I not on his mind? This absence forces her to face something she rarely has to confront: her own insecurities. Without your validation and attention fueling her ego, she begins to question herself. Was she too quick to assume you'd always be there? Did she overlook your worth, taking it for granted? But here's the fascinating part. You don't need to do anything dramatic or forceful. You're simply choosing to prioritize your own well-being and walk away with unwavering confidence. And that is exactly what shakes her to the core. To her, your silence is a loud message that you are different. You're not like all the other men who chase, beg, or seek her approval. Your absence communicates strength, and it's that very strength that has her second-guessing everything. As she grapples with her own vulnerability, she's left questioning if she misjudged you, and that uncertainty is what keeps her coming back. Section 2. The scarcity principle. Why she values you. The scarcity principle is a psychological force that shapes how we value people, and it's one of the most powerful tools you can use in a relationship. Here's the thing. As human beings, we naturally desire what we can't have. When something is always within reach, it loses its significance. But when it becomes rare, suddenly it becomes incredibly valuable. This principle is at the core of why walking away has such a dramatic effect on the way she sees you. When you're constantly available, always texting her first, replying within seconds, dropping everything for her, you may think you're being attentive, but what you're actually doing is making yourself too accessible. You're unintentionally lowering your value because she doesn't have to work for your attention. It becomes something she assumes will always be there. But the instant you walk away, everything changes. That very attention, which she once took for granted, suddenly becomes a rare commodity. And here's the secret about scarcity. It doesn't just make her want you more, it creates a sense of urgency. As days pass and you maintain your distance, she feels the weight of your absence. She begins replaying the moments you shared, remembering how you made her feel and the energy you brought into her life. With every passing moment, she realizes how much she took you for granted. This realization doesn't happen instantly. It builds up slowly, but when it hits hard. Now, this is where the comparison game kicks in. She might go out with other guys, talk to different men, but deep down, she's comparing them to you. If you've been a high-value man, someone who's confident, emotionally strong, and knows his worth, those other men won't even come close. They might be charming, but they'll lack the depth, authenticity, and emotional presence that you bring to the table. Your absence doesn't just make her miss you, it forces her to see you in a new light. You're no longer just the guy who was always around. You've transformed into the man who chose himself, who didn't chase after someone who didn't fully appreciate his value. And that decision, that sense of self-worth, is exactly what makes you irresistible in her eyes. Section 3. The emotional ripple effect, how distance amplifies desire. Walking away isn't just about creating physical space, it's about igniting a powerful emotional ripple effect that grows stronger with time. At first, she might seem indifferent, convincing herself that she's better off without you. She might even try to move on with little thought of what you two had. But that indifference doesn't last long. You see, when you walk away without explanation or dramatic confrontation, you leave her with one powerful, unresolved question. Why? And the human brain can't stand unresolved questions. This lingering curiosity eats at her, and the more she tries to push it away, the bigger it grows. She starts to analyze everything, every word, every look, every moment leading up to your departure. But here's the twist. She's not just trying to understand you, she's trying to understand herself. As days stretch into weeks, that small seed of curiosity morphs into a full-blown obsession. She wonders what you're doing, who you're spending time with, and why you haven't reached out. At first, it might seem like a fleeting thought, but soon it becomes a constant undercurrent in her mind. This isn't about love or affection, it's the primal need to fill the void you've left. And here's the kicker. Emotional distance only amplifies desire. The more out of reach you are, the more valuable you become. This is not manipulation, it's simple human psychology. People crave what they can't have, and by stepping away, you've created an emotional vacuum that she's now desperate to fill. The ripple effect doesn't just keep her thinking about you, it stirs up a deep craving for your presence. Each unanswered text, each moment of silence adds to the tension, building emotional pressure until it reaches a boiling point. And that's when it hits her. She might lose you forever. The realization that you might slip completely out of her grasp triggers an overwhelming surge of desire to reconnect. Suddenly, your absence has transformed you from someone she took for granted to someone she can't live without. Section 4. The role of time. How absence magnifies your value. Time is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked factors in relationships. It's the silent force that works in your favor the moment you walk away. Every second of your absence compounds the impact you've already made. And here's why. Time creates space for reflection. As the days go by, she starts to think about you more and more. She replays the conversations, the way you made her feel, and the unique energy you brought into her life. At first, it might just be fleeting thoughts, but over time, those moments become clearer, more significant. What once felt like a fleeting connection now stands out as something special. This isn't just nostalgia, it's the realization of the value you brought into her world. As time passes, even the little arguments or disagreements start to fade, leaving only the positive memories behind. But time doesn't stop there. It also builds anticipation. The longer you're gone, the more suspense grows in her mind. She begins to wonder if you've moved on, if you're seeing someone else, or if you're happier without her. That uncertainty fuels a burning curiosity, and suddenly she can't stop thinking about you. The mystery of your absence keeps her engaged, sparking a desire to figure out what's going on in your life. Here's the most powerful part. Time demonstrates your strength. By not reaching out or chasing her, you're showing her that you don't need her validation to feel complete. This kind of independence is rare and incredibly attractive. It signals that you're secure in yourself and your own life, and that you don't rely on her to define your happiness. As the days turn into weeks, she begins to realize that you're not just someone she might want, but someone she could very well need in her life. And that shift in perspective, realizing your value and seeing your strength from a distance, makes her far more likely to come back, wondering if she might have made a mistake letting you go. Section 5. The psychology of regret. Why she questions letting you go. Regret is one of the most intense and compelling emotions, and it plays a pivotal role in why women often come back after you walk away. Here's how the psychology of regret works when you create space by stepping back. First, regret arises from missed opportunities. As she reflects on your absence, the reality of what she lost begins to sink in. Maybe it was the emotional bond you shared, the way you supported her when she needed it most, or the unique way you made her feel seen and understood. These realizations don't hit all at once. They grow slowly, almost imperceptibly, until they become too undeniable to ignore. Over time, she starts to see how much she took for granted, and that sense of loss intensifies. Second, regret is amplified by comparison. As she spends time with other men or experiences different relationships, she begins to notice the gaps. Maybe they don't listen to her the way you did, or they lack the emotional depth and confidence you brought to the table. She starts comparing every interaction to the connection you two had, and each new experience reinforces the idea that she let go of something extraordinary. No matter how charming or appealing other men might be, they simply don't measure up to the standard you set. Finally, regret fuels longing. This isn't just about missing you, it's about wishing she could go back and undo her decisions. She starts wishing she could turn back time, make different choices, and hold on to the connection she had with you. This powerful longing stirs a deep desire to reach out, to reconnect with what she feels she's lost, and to see if there's still a chance to make things right. In short, when you walk away, you open the door to regret. She starts questioning whether she made the right choice, and as those feelings of longing and loss build, they often become the very thing that drives her to reach out and attempt to rekindle what she once let go. Section 6. The silent power of emotional detachment. Emotional detachment is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools you can use when you choose to walk away. Many people misunderstand it, thinking detachment means you stop caring. In reality, it's the opposite. Emotional detachment means you stop letting your emotions control you. Instead of being swept up in the highs and lows, you stand firm in your own sense of balance and purpose. This skill can change the game in ways you might not even realize. First and foremost, detachment protects your peace. It's easy to get caught up in overthinking or chasing someone who doesn't appreciate you, but detachment shifts your focus. Instead of draining yourself trying to win her back or constantly questioning every move, you redirect your energy toward your own growth and well-being. This shift doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you more attractive. Why? Because it shows that you have self-respect, that you know your worth, and that you're not desperate for validation. Women are drawn to men who aren't emotionally dependent on them for happiness or confidence. Second, detachment creates mystery. When you're not constantly reacting or wearing your emotions on your sleeve, you leave her wondering what's going on in your mind. This curiosity is magnetic. The more you remain composed and unattached, the more she's intrigued by you. It shows her that you're not easily influenced by her actions or by external factors. You become an enigma, someone who can't be easily figured out, which is irresistibly attractive. Finally, detachment gives you control. Instead of impulsively reacting to her behavior, you maintain your composure and decision-making power. Every choice you make is thoughtful and calculated, based on what's truly best for you. This self-control is what sets you apart from others. It demonstrates emotional maturity and self-discipline, qualities that are rare and incredibly desirable. When you practice emotional detachment, you don't just protect yourself from unnecessary drama, you create a calm, confident aura that draws her in. Section 7. How walking away flips the power dynamic. One of the most profound effects of walking away is how it completely flips the power dynamic in your favor. Relationships, at their core, are often a delicate dance of power, and by stepping back, you shift the balance in a way that gives you the upper hand without even having to say a word. First, walking away allows you to reclaim your power. When you're constantly chasing someone who isn't reciprocating, you're giving away your energy, your focus, and your sense of self-control. You're unknowingly placing her in a position of control. But when you decide to walk away, you take all of that power back. You show her that you're the one who dictates the direction of your life, not her. This shift is subtle, but it's incredibly impactful. It shows that your life and happiness aren't dependent on her or anyone else. Second, walking away puts her in a position of deep reflection. No longer are you the one preoccupied with her thoughts or her feelings. Now, the roles are reversed. She's the one wondering what you're thinking, why you haven't reached out, and if you're moving on without her. This reversal is powerful because it forces her to focus on what she might lose instead of what she's gaining. She starts questioning if she made the right choice, and that uncertainty can be a strong catalyst for her to reconsider her position. Finally, flipping the power dynamic makes you infinitely more desirable. Confidence and independence are two of the most attractive qualities a person can possess, and walking away demonstrates both in spades. It shows that you're not afraid to prioritize your own well-being, even if it means walking away from something or someone you care about. This boldness doesn't just make you more attractive, it also signals to her that you're someone who knows their worth and isn't willing to settle for less. And that's what makes you irresistible. Section 8. The role of social proof. How others boost your value. Social proof is a subtle yet incredibly powerful force that plays a major role in the dynamics of relationships. When you walk away and focus on your own growth, something fascinating happens. The way others perceive you shifts, and in turn, so does the way she sees you. First, social proof validates your worth. If you're thriving in life, achieving your goals, excelling in your career, and attracting positive attention, it sends a clear message that you are a high-value individual. People naturally gravitate toward those who are admired and respected, and she'll start noticing this change in how others interact with you. She'll see that you're not just someone she might have overlooked. You're someone who is now sought after by others, and that instantly elevates your value in her eyes. Second, social proof creates jealousy. As she sees other women showing interest in you or hears about your accomplishments, a sense of competition starts to brew. Even if she doesn't openly admit it, the thought of another woman capturing your attention or being part of your success can spark feelings of jealousy. This jealousy, whether she acknowledges it or not, is a powerful motivator. It pushes her to reconsider her choices and might even drive her to reach out, hoping to re-enter your life before someone else does. Finally, social proof reinforces her regret. Seeing you flourish without her doesn't just make her miss you, it forces her to question why she let you go in the first place. Watching you thrive in your independence highlights just what she's lost, and that realization can be painful. This mix of jealousy, regret, and longing creates a potent emotional cocktail that makes her yearn to reconnect, even if it means swallowing her pride. Your success becomes the catalyst for her desire to come back, and that shift in power is exactly what makes you irresistible. Section 9. The long-term effect. Why she keeps thinking about you. Walking away doesn't just create a fleeting impact, it leaves a lasting impression that lingers in her mind long after you've gone. Even if she doesn't reach out right away, the psychological effect of your absence continues to shape her thoughts and emotions, often in ways she can't even fully comprehend. First, your absence becomes a memory that she can't shake. The way you carried yourself, the confidence you exuded, and the way you made her feel all leave a deep emotional imprint. Over time, these memories resurface, especially when she encounters men who don't measure up to the standard you set. No matter how hard she tries, she can't help but compare others to you. And when they fall short, those memories of you become even harder to forget. Second, the unresolved nature of your departure keeps her mind occupied. People naturally crave closure, and when you walk away without providing answers or explanations, it leaves her with a void of unanswered questions. Why did he leave? What happened? These lingering questions constantly resurface, making it harder for her to move on or find peace. She's left trying to piece together the story, and the more she does, the more she finds herself wrapped up in thoughts of you. Finally, the long-term effect is tied to your growth. As you continue to focus on your own journey, achieving your goals and building your confidence, she starts to see the version of you that she lost. Watching you evolve and thrive from a distance is a stark reminder of what she could have had, and it stings. This realization doesn't just make her miss you, it makes her realize that she'll never find someone like you again. And when that hits her, it's a powerful emotional shift that makes it much harder for her to let go. In the long run, your absence becomes more than just a momentary gap. It transforms into a constant presence in her mind, reminding her of the incredible person she lost and ultimately prompting her to question whether she made the right decision in letting you walk away. Section 10. The moment she reaches out. What to do next? After all the overthinking, regret, and emotional shifts, there will come a moment when she reaches out. This is the pivotal moment, and how you respond can make all the difference in where things go from here. First, don't overreact. When she reaches out, it can be tempting to fall back into old patterns of over-responding or rushing back into the relationship. But remember, your power is in your ability to stay composed. Respond calmly and confidently, showing her that the time apart has allowed you to grow. You're no longer the same person who would chase or need validation from her. Your response should reflect the self-assurance and emotional maturity you've developed during the time you've been apart. Second, let her prove her intentions. If she's genuinely regretful, she will show it through her actions, not just words. She'll put in the effort to rebuild the connection, demonstrating that she values you and the relationship. This isn't about playing games or making her work for it in a manipulative way. It's about ensuring that moving forward, both of you are putting in the effort and are equally invested. You're no longer just accepting whatever crumbs she gives. You're waiting for something real, something that's built on mutual respect and a desire to grow together. Finally, no matter what happens, always keep your focus on your growth. Whether you choose to reconnect or decide that moving on is the best path for you, your priority should always be your personal development. Continue to build your life, achieve your goals, and stay true to your values. By doing so, you'll keep the power and confidence that initially drew her to you. And no matter what the outcome, you'll walk away stronger and more aligned with who you truly are. Now that you understand the power of walking away, it's time to use it in your own life. If you found value in this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more insights, and drop a comment below to share the biggest lesson you've learned about relationships. See you in the next one.